1. If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. 2. It's important to make sure that we're talking with each other in a way that heals, not in a way that wounds. 3. Even when folks are hitting you over the head, you can't stop marching. Even when they're turning the hose on you, you can't stop. 4. No, you can't deny women their basic rights and pretend it's about your religious freedom. If you don't like birth control, don't use it. Religious freedom doesn't mean you can force others to live by your own beliefs. 5. Our stories may be singular, but our destination is shared. 6. You can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. 7. The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope, you will fill yourself with hope. 8. While we breathe, we will hope. 9. Have you ever noticed that if there's a hard way and an easy way, you choose the hard way every time? Why do you think that is? 10. You have the ability and gifts to do whatever you want. It is your turn now to change the world. 11. Reading is important. If you know how to read, then the whole world opens up to you. 12. Change will not come if we wait for some other person, or if we wait for some other time. 13. A change is brought about because ordinary people do extraordinary things. 14. One voice can change a room, and if one voice can change a room, then it can change a city, and if it can change a city, it can change a state, and if it can change a state, it can change a nation, and if it can change a nation, it can change the world. Your voice can change the world. 15. We don't ask you to believe in our ability to bring change, rather, we ask you to believe in yours. 16. Every single one of you has something you're good at. Every single one of you has something to offer. And you have a responsibility to yourself to discover what that is. That's the opportunity an education can provide. 17. This is the moment we must come together to save this planet. Let us resolve that we will not leave our children a world where the oceans rise and famine spreads and terrible storms devastate our lands. 18. Where you are right now doesn't have to determine where you'll end up. 19. Issues are never simple. One thing I'm proud of is that very rarely will you hear me simplify the issues. 20. Keep exploring. Keep dreaming. Keep asking why. Don't settle for what you already know. Never stop believing in the power of your ideas, your imagination, your hard work to change the world. 21. What we have already achieved gives us hope for what we can and must achieve tomorrow. 22. We prove that we are still a people capable of doing big things and tackling our biggest challenges. 23. Making your mark on the world is hard. If it were easy, everybody would do it. But it's not. It takes patience, it takes commitment, and it comes with plenty of failure along the way. The real test is not whether you avoid this failure, because you won't. It's whether you let it harden or shame you into inaction, or whether you learn from it, whether you choose to persevere. 24. Take off your bedroom slippers. Put on your marching shoes. Shake it off. Stop complaining. Stop grumbling. Stop crying. We are going to press on. We have work to do. 25. We see the future not as something out of our control, but as something we can shape for the better through concerted and collective effort. 26. I think perhaps education doesn't do us much good unless it is mixed with sweat. 27. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. I do that every day. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It shows you have the courage to admit when you don't know something, and to learn something new. 28. In a global economy where the most valuable skill you can sell is your knowledge, a good education is no longer just a pathway to opportunity, it is a prerequisite. 29. The future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. 30. Progress will come in fits and starts. It's not always a straight line. It's not always smooth path.